Hi everybody, today is June 5th, 2024. I'm just gonna go over some stocks that I like, some stocks that are moving in a pretty interesting manner right now, and I will also share a couple of positions that I took today and see if they actually play out the way I want. The way I like to trade, I've been swinging lately more than day trading. Actually, I did have a day trade today on Shopify, but I like to look at a 1 day chart and then move down into these time frames and make my decisions for my swings or day trades. This is not financial advice. Just make your own choices and make your own financial or investment decisions. And I strongly recommend to do your own research before you want to put your money on any of these investment endeavors that you might want to get in. So let's start. I mentioned Amazon yesterday, I believe. Yes, I did. And one of the things that I was saying in yesterday's video was to keep an eye on this resistance level, which is 174.86, and also use the SMA 35 as a support level. I think I said resistance. This is support, and this is support as well. So my thesis here was we are seeing a very consistent behavior of the price action playing with the SMA 35. You have one, this one we can count as well, but you have one, let's not count this, and whatever, two, and then you have this right here, and then you keep going down back in the past, and you can actually see how this indicator actually plays some sort of role or helps maybe try or makes it easy to guess what would be the next move. So again, this went up today. Amazon was up 1%. I don't know how much, and I don't care much about the after hours, but this actually was pretty decent. Now what I think is we still here on the MACD and the TSI under the zero line. These two guys are curling pretty nicely. I think that we probably have some momentum that could actually take us to the 189 level. It's almost 190, and then we can see if it's gonna break it. This level right here is pretty stubborn. So today I did buy some calls. They expire in August, and I think they are 180 something, 184 or something like that. So I bought those calls. They are completely flat. They're actually $5 red. So but yeah, I definitely have some time. I think this is going to continue towards 190, and then we can see what's going to happen at this resistance level, which I think I will sell before we even get to that point. But yeah, I took a position here. I bought some calls because what I see on the MACD, the RSI as well, the TSI. So I like to take a look at all these factors, and then when they align, I feel like I'm taking a position that has a lower risk of failing. Any position can fail, any idea can be wrong, but at least I try to put this together in order to convince myself that my position is at least less risky than others. That being said, I did mention CAVA yesterday as well. Why are we mentioning it again? Well, I do think it's overextended, and I think that buying going short on this might be a good idea. And I'm saying might because I did buy puts that also expire in August, but I bought them early in the morning, which obviously, as you can tell, could have been a mistake. I don't know yet. I'm gonna give it some time, and if I don't like this, I'm probably gonna sell and I might take a loss, but I don't know yet. So definitely these puts are 2 months away, so I definitely have a little bit of a peace of mind, but I also don't want this to keep running. And as I just pointed out here, after these 3 candles right here. Now you have this break, which means that this could actually keep going up. Can we consider 95.75 as support level? I'm not sure, maybe, but I'm just gonna keep an eye on this. I think I actually rush to this position, and the reason why is because in the morning this was looking like it was starting to cool down. You're a little bit oversold already. You're on exactly on 70 right now on the RSI, and this, the MACD and the TSI, looked like they were gonna start moving towards crossing the signal line, and after that they would be on their way possibly to the 0 line. So I'll see tomorrow. I want to see. I was super busy today, but let's. This doesn't mean much to me. Oh, okay. So what we have after hours is quite interesting. So what happened? I don't know if there were news or something, but you definitely had a pretty strong decline on basically everything that you earned. So it's at 88. So we'll see tomorrow. But anyways, my thesis is that this is gonna not continue, but this is actually gonna have a healthy pullback, and then we can wait and see if it's gonna bounce out of the 80 level and make other decisions. But for now, I'm just being patient, and I'm not gonna panic and panic sell my position. A name that I actually like a lot, which I'm going to talk about right now, is Coin. I think I mentioned Coin. I'm looking at my notes, definitely at least 2 weeks ago, because I don't have it on this page. So that's probably at least 10 days ago. And somewhere in this area I was talking about Coin. One of the things that I like about Coin is that we were under the 0 line and these 2 indicators, and they were starting to cross the signal line right on this area, which also coincides with the support level at 208. Then when we actually if we draw this trend line over here, you can also see that the price is just being pretty consistent on the way up. There are a couple of factors that we all know that are pretty, I guess, that influence the price of coin, which are Bitcoin, which is moving pretty decently. If you take a look at this, I spoke on Amazon on the Bitcoin on the 3rd. But anyways, this is more related about coin. My thesis here was that it was going to bounce and then go back. I think it might actually do that. That would be more healthy, but I think that Bitcoin still has more room to move on the way up. Ethereum has a pretty interesting chart. So you had this giant candle here. Now we have this consolidation right here. I think that we can reach 4,000 pretty soon. I really like what I'm seeing in Ethereum, even though it looks a little bit overbought on all these indicators. What I like about here is the consolidation. So there's space, and these names behave a little bit different than stocks. But that being said, I think the Bitcoin, not the Coinbase, I'm sorry, has definitely some room to move towards 300 possibly. I did hear some traders in YouTube saying that they were buying calls for January calls, I believe, for 300. I mean, it's not unreasonable if you actually think. I do think that Bitcoin is still going to have another run. Ethereum is looking good. So, where if it happens sooner than later, I think it is possible that we are going to hit 300 before January. So those would be some pretty nice calls. I don't trade coin very often, or Coinbase, but it is making more sense. I definitely feel that I missed the train, considering how I like to trade. I like to make sense of everything that I see on the indicators, and then I make a move. But it looks really good. It's over the SMA 35, is over the support level or resistance level here, which is now support, and we're on our way to the 280 level. So this looks pretty good, to be honest. What else do I have? I have ENPH, and I mentioned ENPH back on this candle, I believe, no, on this candle right here on the 23rd, and I do have a post right here on X that mentions, where are you? I'm pretty sure I put ENPH here, right here, and I mentioned this on the 23rd, and my thesis here was that we have this consolidation, and the price was ranging in range from 106 to 122, and breaking this level would actually, you know, take the whole thing up, and it did. So I really liked how this looked. We were also over the SMA 35, which is another great indication that you're gonna keep moving higher, and then you broke into with this candle, you went way over 122, you were at 125, and at close, and then you kept moving up, kind of like a retest. It didn't actually retest the support level, but it did have a little bit of a cool down, and then it's moving up again. So this was actually a pretty good call. I'm very happy with it. I didn't have any positions on that one in particular because I was playing puts on Celsius, which, as you can see, worked out pretty well. Let's keep an eye on 68, 85, 83. Anyways, next, I mentioned Meta a while ago. I was, where are you, Meta? Talking about this consolidation as well. Every time you see this, you know that something is going to happen. I had a bullish bias on this, and the only reason why I had a bullish bias was because the SMA 35 was pretty consistent as far as being a support level. So you have all these candles here, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you can count all of these candles. Even this candle right here, there was a little bit of a indication that maybe you were gonna break this support level, but you didn't. So you had this consolidation here over the SMA 35, and anything, in my opinion, was gonna make this move up, and it actually did. I was talking about this name back in the beginning of May, right in this area, because I think Microsoft was having and we're gonna check Microsoft in a second, was having the same kind of behavior. So I didn't take Meta, but I did get on Microsoft, and that's the reason why I didn't take this trade. But this actually looked, in my opinion, great. Then you have this consolidation that totally sucks because you're completely flat, and if you're if your calls or whatever you're trading have a short lifespan, then you're done. But anyways, it went over 485, and I think we can consider 530 as a resistance level and see what happens, which I think it would probably come back down again. There's a lot of factors that are keeping me a little bit paranoid as far as the macroeconomic environment, so I'm not 100% super bullish on anything. So even though, you know, I did buy some Amazon calls, I'm a little bit paranoid about it. There were some reports from Citibank today that weren't very encouraging as far as the economy goes. But anyways, I don't talk about currency on these videos. Microsoft. I did mention Microsoft, I think yesterday. Yes, I did. Did I? No, 2 days ago. And my thing was keep an eye, pretty much very similar to Amazon. Keep an eye on the SMA 35. Why? Well, because you can see it here. It keeps bouncing out of it. And so I like to use this indicator because price action tend to be, especially on this time frame, it becomes a little bit predictable when you either are bouncing on it or when you break it with momentum. You know something is going to happen. Anyways, it looks like well, yesterday we were on top with a on top of the SMA 35 with a pretty solid candle, and then today you went over this resistance level of 415. Actually, yesterday you closed slightly over it, and today it went almost 2% up, closed right up here at 124, exactly 124.1, and here's where we are. I actually like how this looks. I think that 430 is obviously the next resistance level, and it looks a little bit stubborn. You have 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, whatever, how many candles here. So, but you have room. I mean, if you wanna play some short-term calls with a price target of 429 or 430, I think it's not unreasonable to actually play that. You know, the RSI looks pretty good, and we're not that far away from the zero line on the MACD and TSI, so it would make total sense. So I like Microsoft to 430. We'll see if that happens. Another name that I like that I haven't looked at in a while is SOFI. Why I like SOFI? Because it keeps bouncing on this level at 669. It's a very cheap stock. I think it is, you can buy more volume on SOFI and actually make pretty decent return, but just keep an eye on this. I like this type of formations. I like when things kind of slow down in these areas and they just bounce and bounce, where if it's on support or resistance, depending on what direction you want to go. And what I also like is that the MACD and the TSI are pretty much neutral. The RSI is about to crash, but I just like how this is behaving. It's just a matter of waiting a few more days and see if we start moving up towards 788. But I like what I'm seeing right now. There's no really, to me, it looks pretty obvious. I shouldn't say obvious, but I definitely have a bullish bias on this one move. The last one, Uber. I mentioned Uber a few days back. It wasn't yesterday, it was on the 3rd. It was 2 days ago. And I've been looking at Uber. What I like here, you have a divergence on the RSI and the price action. You have this level right here that is proving to be pretty strong, 63.43. Is bouncing. You have a low liquidity area here, which has a very small price gap, and you can cover this in half of a day. So I wouldn't be too excited about this, but I like to represent gaps every time I can. You are getting close to the SMA 35. You're about to go over the EMAs as well. This is looking good. Now this was pretty neutral up until this point. So the MACD and the TSI, they're looking pretty similar on their behavior, and what I like to see is that this is just going flat and now it's starting to take off. So tomorrow hopefully we have a decent day on Uber. I might actually buy some calls. I've been keeping an eye on this thing for a while, so it actually went up a little bit, but again, I really don't care much about before the bell or after hours. It's very, it doesn't indicate anything to me. But anyways, I do like Uber a lot, and so yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on some other names that I might bring up in the next videos. I added quite a few names to this list, and some of them look pretty interesting. You have Nike, you have Crocs. I like Crocs on the downside. I like Nike on the upside, even though they had a red day, but there is a lot of shit going on that there is definitely a good opportunity. Alright friends, I will see you back tomorrow. Bye bye.